Hey guys, welcome back to day 2, episode 2, and today I'm going to be talking about change. There's lots of things in my life I need to change, and the main thing in my life right now I need to change is my sleep schedule. I go to bed late, guys. I wake up really late. That needs to stop. I need to change that. And then I'm always late for school, so I'm really frustrated at myself. Like, I always want to wake up at a certain time, and then I don't do it because I go to bed too late. And when I wake up, I just don't want to fucking get up, So guys, today I woke up really late again. Woke up at like 7:25 for school. I went to bed really late last night, which I shouldn't have. Gonna be late for school, but good thing I have a good first hour teacher and we just sit around in the lounge for a little bit. I never get marked tardy, but anyway, that's not an excuse. I need to fucking fix this, guys. This is like my main problem in life right now. Waking up late and going to bed late. I gotta change this, guys. This is why today's episode is about change. Great, the school bell just went off. Anyways, guys, this happens a lot where I'm late for school at my mom's. If I don't go to bed at 9:30, I gotta punish myself, and you guys gotta punish me too. It sucks. I'm sure you guys have things you want to change in your life too, and today I'm gonna be talking about the change. I'm sure there's stuff in your guys' life that you want to change too. One of my friends, Ben Daddy, he commented on my last video. I recommend you guys go watch that. But he said, I struggle with being consistent on a lot of things. I sometimes start something and then stop doing it for a while, and I think it's usually because of laziness. I said to him, I struggle with that too. I've learned something that helped me with this just this week, which I'll be talking about in this video. I'm going to be making a video on it soon. It involves dopamine and motivation. Hopefully he's watching this because I'm going to be helping out a friend. What I need to change, guys, and I'm going to be focusing on this week mainly, is my sleep, okay? Sleep you really need in your life for lots of things, for the hormones in your body to grow, for your mind, just for everything in your life, anything you can think of, basically. Be going over how I could change that and other things like dopamine, and for you to get the gist of dopamine and how you can increase it and get yourself more motivated. I've been researching this a lot, and dopamine, essentially, it helps you with motivation. Dopamine does multiple things, but it helps you with motivation, guys. We all need more dopamine, okay? I've been researching this a lot. And dopamine, guys, most people think dopamine happens when you get pleasure. It can be like that, but also you get it through pain. Once you experience pain, guys, you'll get more dopamine. Say cold shower. A cold shower, it's very difficult, so it releases dopamine. It makes you more motivated, Be good to start out your day with a cold shower. Cold showers are good for you in multiple ways, but that's just one way. I'm taking cold showers more, and it's actually, I see some changes in things in my life. Guys, what you guys gotta do is just, if you guys don't feel motivated, just do something that's freaking hard. Then your dopamine will go up, and there's a baseline for dopamine. Say your baseline is here, but then somebody else's baseline is here, and the baseline is where your normal dopamine levels are. So a guy who eats bad food and plays a bunch of video games, his dopamine levels are probably up here. A guy who goes through a lot of pain, suffering, and good, well-rounded person, his dopamines are high. But also, guys, dopamine levels, whatever goes up must come down. So there's always a yin and yang. If your dopamine levels are high right now, it's eventually going to come down. But what you got to do is just experience pain, and it'll go back up. Trust me, guys. I've been researching it a lot. I actually have a tab open right now saying on a website that moreover adverse stimuli such as pain also stimulate dopamine, further diminishing the idea of dopamine as a reward signal. So, guys, it's literally saying it right here. Moreover adverse stimuli such as pain also stimulate dopamine. It stimulates the dopamine when you experience pain. Cold showers, I'll start off with that, guys. They're really good for you. I advise you to take those, or ice bath, or something cold, something that makes you really feel pain and is difficult. So do things that are difficult, and you'll get more dopamine. I don't know a lot about dopamine, but I'm just using bro science. I've been researching a little bit, and I'm watching YouTube videos about it, and I'm like, holy crap, if I just experience more pain and go on more runs and just keep on doing more pain, my base level for dopamine will go higher and higher, and then your dopamine will just eventually be higher than it used to be. It always goes down, guys. Dopamine always will go down. Sometimes you'll feel motivated, Sometimes you won't, but just make sure to experience pain and it'll go up. So guys, if you struggle with like a porn addiction or something, your dopamine might go up a little bit, but it's gonna go down than it used to be. I'll show a video right now explaining what I'm trying to say.
Dopamine is like a hormone inside of us that we used to think is released upon pleasure. So we used to think that, a high dopamine activity was porn or video games. We used to think that, right? But not exactly. Dopamine isn't released on pleasure. It's released on the pursuit to pleasure. So if here is the thing that we think that we want to do, like for example, go and watch porn and fap. Actually, not that much dopamine is released when we fap, especially when you get to that end point. All of it is actually released on the pursuit to that, to drive you towards that goal, which is motivation. So try and remember that dopamine is not simply about pleasure, it's about the pursuit to pleasure. And how it works is so interesting, because once you understand this thing I'm about to say, you'll change your habits through the day. How dopamine also seems to work is that when you've had a big rise in dopamine, that you've been pursuing something, whether it's, a bad habit like video games or porn, or it's even something good, like for example, going to the gym and hitting like a personal best on the bench press. When dopamine goes up, it must come down. And it does not go back down to the baseline. It goes down below that. So what this means, which has been proven by scientists, is that there is a pain and pleasure, yin and yang kind of way that our body and mind operates. So in other words, the more pleasure that you experience, the more pain that you will experience. And also similarly, if you experience pain, some kind of pain, which I'll clarify soon, you will experience more pleasure, more motivation. So perhaps the reason why we're all so demotivated these days, we don't feel like studying, or we don't feel like eating clean, or we don't feel like going to the gym. A lot of young guys have this problem. What if that's just because we're down here in dopamine, because we've just had too much pleasure with porn, video games, junk food, everything, comforts, and then it has to go down and down and down and down and down, and now you're here. And when we're down here, since we don't really understand how this stuff works, we keep trying to have more pleasure, because we don't really feel motivated to go to the gym or to study, so we may as well play more video games. A little bit more pleasure, and then even down further and further and further. What if the cause of depression, this huge lack of motivation, this huge lack of pleasure in the world, of this feeling of like gray, dull, nihilism, of darkness and dryness inside of you, what if that's just because we just had too much pleasure previously, and now we just feel like we just don't feel anything these days? So what if we reverse this? Because remember, it's this kind of motion, right? What if we voluntarily decide to experience something bad and we go down? Well, then it's been proven by these scientists that when you do something that is quite painful voluntarily, your dopamine will shoot back up. The greatest thing that has been researched so far, from my understanding from Andrew Huberman's podcast, is ice baths. Ice baths have been shown to increase dopamine by 400%, 4 times. But of course, they're not easy. You have to make it relevantly cold to your lungs.
So yeah, guys, that video basically explains everything you guys need to know. So this is a really important thing about change, motivation. You always got to feel motivated to do it. I mean, motivation is always about like habits, consistency. Like here, example here, me going to the gym. Sometimes I just don't feel motivated, but I have to go, and it's just a habit now. Like brushing your teeth is a habit for me. The gym is a habit. I just go every day, and it's just become a habit. So guys, if you guys want to do something, like Ben Daddy said, he wants to do something, but he just can't seem to do it. 2 things. Go through pain, and then I would try to do the thing you want to do for at least 2 months. It'll become a habit after that. And then you'll just be like, one day you'll be like, why aren't I doing this? I need to do this. It's just a habit, And then after the gym, I feel really freaking bad I didn't go. So now that's also my brain. So yeah, just experience pain. Make the things you don't want to do become a habit, Have a routine for the stuff. Guys, find something that's motivating you. I'll give you an example for me. My dad motivates me, okay? He's been really sad lately, and I just want to help him, So maybe in the future, if I make a lot of money, I really want to freaking give him a lot of money when I'm older, because he's a really good dad, and he deserves it. He's struggling with stuff, and I just want to help him. So he motivates me to do better, so I could help him in the future. So guys, find something that motivates you to change and do better. It's also about discipline, guys. You got to do things as a man you don't want to do, I know I say this and I don't do that a lot, but I got to change that, I can't be arrogant anymore. I know I don't do the things I say sometimes. Very arrogant about that. I really gotta change that, guys. But imagine 2,000 years ago, our ancestors got up and went to go hunt for their family and did something and risked their lives they didn't want to do every freaking day. It's because they needed to survive and they were disciplined, And I don't want to simply get up. Like, what is wrong with me, Sometimes I feel like a loser, and I gotta stop that. My ancestors fought so hard for me, and I can't even get up out of my bed, bro. I'm very disappointed in myself, so this is why I need to change that. Honor your ancestors and use them as a motivator. And guys, another thing, think about your future self, okay? I know some of you guys might be young like me, but I imagine my future self, and my future self will thank me if I go to the gym and do things that are healthy and not jack off and not do a bunch of bad crap, guys. My future self will be happy that I worked hard. Guys, I'm not working hard right now, but I need to work harder. My future self will be happy. So use your future self as a motivator. Have a vision of your head and what you want to become when you're older and work towards that, I want to still go to the gym and be active when I'm like 50. So if I start now, my future self will definitely appreciate that, guys. So think about your future self. So I made a goal. I'm going to bed at 9:30 tonight, and I'm gonna wake up at like 6. I'm gonna do something active, 5:36. So what I want you guys to do, if I don't go to bed at 9:30, I'll tell you guys in the next episode, but I want you guys to call me the most worst names you guys know. Call me a loser. Say a bunch of mean shit to me in the comments. Next video, if I don't go to bed at 9:30 tonight and don't wake up at 6 tomorrow, I want you guys to say tons of crap to me in the comments, okay? I want you to say as much shit as you can, okay? I don't care. I can take it. Okay. This shit needs to stop, guys. I need to go to bed early. I can't keep doing this, I hate it. And guys, I want you guys to make a goal. Think about everything I said. Dopamine, pain, motivators, and then use that stuff to change yourself. I know we all have to do it, and me too, and we're all on this journey together. It's with each simple step, we all gotta change, and every one of us gotta change at least 10 things about ourselves. Like, if you're on this video, you obviously need to change something because you're looking at it. We're all on that journey to change. Think about what I said. If you can't remember, rewind this video, watch this video multiple times. Think about the dopamine, think about the pain, think about the discipline, think about your goals, thinking about your motivators, think about your ancestors, think about your parents, think about your future self, think about who you want to become to be. And on your deathbed, do you really want to be regretting what you didn't do, or do you want to be happy how you lived your life and be like, oh, I fulfilled how I wanted it to be? So think about your future self, guys. Mostly think about the pain and dopamine, your future self. Just think about all that, guys. If you guys could please subscribe, like the video, comment your guys' goals, and think about everything I said. Come to me in the next week video. See if you met that goal. Today is Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday, I want you to guys tell me if you met your goal or not. I'll respond to you on how I think you could change, and then I'll say something that I can change, and then maybe you could tell me something about how I could change it, Back and forth feedback. Think about everything I said. Hope you got something from this video, guys. Love you guys. Peace out.